In this video, I'm going to give you a very quick introduction to Eurocode 2 and give you a few tips to get you going with your structural design to Eurocode 2. You might have heard or seen Eurocode is often referred to as EN1992 or EC2. They all mean the same thing. There are 4 parts in Eurocode 2. We have EN1992 Part 1.1, EN1992 Part 1.2, EN1992 Part 2, and EN1992 Part 3. Part 1.1 is General Rules and Rules for Buildings. Part 1.2 is General Rules for Structural Fire Design. Part 2 is Concrete Bridge Design. And Part 3 is Liquid Retaining and Containment Structures. The main code is Eurocode 2 Part 1.1. It contains the general clauses. As an example, if you are undertaking a bridge design, then you will need to look at Eurocode 2 Part 2 as well as Eurocode 2 Part 1.1 because the general clauses in Eurocode 2 Part 1.1 are not repeated in Eurocode 2 Part 2. Eurocode 2 is intended to be used in conjunction with other Eurocodes, namely EN1990, EN1991, EN1997 and EN1998. Therefore, when you are undertaking a design to Eurocode 2, you will need to look at EN1990 for basis of structural design, EN1991 for actions on structures, and you may need to look at EN1997 for geotechnical design, EN1998 for design of structures for earthquake resistance. All Eurocode 2 parts are structured in a way where the first 3 sections are the same for all 4 parts. So section 1, 2 and 3 are common sections across all 4 parts of Eurocode 2. And the first 7 sections are the same for Eurocode 2 Part 1.1, Eurocode 2 Part 2 and Eurocode 2 Part 3. If you look further into the structure of the codes, then you can see under National Annex for EN1992, whatever the part you're looking at, there is a list of all the clauses where a national choice is allowed. These choices are defined in country's national annex, and the national annex may give alternative procedures, values, and recommendations for clauses with notes indicating where national choices may have to be made. Let's move on to principal rules and application rules. Principal rules have the letter capital P following the paragraph number. As you can see in the example I have highlighted here, the clause number 1 is within brackets right next to capital P. So that means it is a principal rule. The principal rules comprise general statements and definitions for which there is no alternative, as well as requirements and analytical models for which no alternative is permitted unless specifically stated. The application rules are generally recognized rules which comply with the principles and satisfy their requirements. Now we can look at the defined numbering convention. We have our general clauses in Eurocode 2 Part 1.1, and modifications can be made to those clauses in other parts of Eurocode 2. When a clause is modified, 100 would be added to the corresponding clause or subclause in Eurocode 2 Part 1.1. As an example, subsection 1.6 is titled as symbols in Eurocode 2 Part 1.1, and the same section is modified in Eurocode 2 Part 2. It is numbered as 1.106 by adding 100 to the number 6. Another example in Eurocode 2 Part 2, section 1.1.2 is titled as scope of Part 2 of Eurocode 2. The very first clause is modified from Eurocode 2 Part 1.1, and this is numbered as 101 because 1 plus 100 is 101. This indicates that it is a modified clause. The next point is about additional clauses. When there are additional clauses, 101 would be added to the last relevant clause or subsection number. As an example, in Eurocode 2 Part 2, there is an additional subsection called 6 to EN1992 titled as shear and transverse bending. This number was derived by adding 101 to the last relevant subsection in Eurocode 2 part 11, which is number 5. Let's look at another example. In Eurocode 2 part 11, section 4.2 titled as environmental conditions, and there are only 3 clauses. These clauses are numbered as 1, 2 and 3. However, under the same section in Eurocode 2 part 2, there are additional clauses. First additional clause is 104. The number was derived by adding 101 to the last relevant clause number of Eurocode 2 part 11. Now let's look at partial factors. Partial factors for actions are usually found in EN 1990 and in the relevant national annex. Where the action is material dependent, the partial factors can be found in section 2, such as partial factors for shrinkage action, pre-stress and fatigue loads. Also, material partial factors can be found in section 2. I'm going to cover one more topic in this video, which is ultimate limit state. The design approach for both reinforced concrete and pre-stressed concrete is similar because the concrete doesn't know whether it is reinforced or pre-stressed. It is just in a certain state of stress, and many of the equations can be used for both reinforced concrete and pre-stressed concrete. The ULS design approach is based on effects and behaviors rather than based on element type such as beams or columns. Effectively, it doesn't matter what type of element it is, rather what the element is subjected to, as an example, bending, shear or torsion. However, when it comes to detailing, there are specific clauses to cover different types of elements. If you have any questions about this video, please post your questions in the comment section below. If you like the video, please like the video and share it with others who are also interested in the same topic. I will see you all in my next video.